Good evening. My name is Ruth Bergman, Director of Education at the Zeckelman Holocaust Center. Welcome to the awards ceremony for the 2023 Cappy Family Art and Writing Competition, co-sponsored by the family of Raphael Schwartz. This year, we received 175 submissions from 50 schools across the state of Michigan. The theme of the competition was Art as Resistance. Art and writing enable us to express the inexpressible and convey ideas that are difficult to otherwise articulate, such as compassion and humility. Through art, we are able to deliver the message of standing up for others and fighting the rising tide of hate. Through creating and presenting art, individuals are able to start conversations about difficult and controversial subjects in an inclusive way that encourages critical thinking and open discussion. To this end, students were invited to submit a written or visual interpretation of this theme and contemplate what it means to use their art and writing to resist injustice. We asked them to consider what lesson from the Holocaust they wanted to impart and how they would use their artistic voice to spread that message. Art is a form of action. It's a medium for speaking up against the discrimination and violence we see every day. Just as the students studied the works of authors and artists who used their creations to teach valuable lessons, their work can now be studied by others. And their art and writing inspires people to fight against the messages of hate and stand up for the oppressed. Art creates awareness and educates others about the need to act. Our students are making a difference. Thank you to my colleagues for your dedication and hard work to make this evening possible. I owe a special debt of gratitude to the Education Department, who worked tirelessly to make the competition an integral part of Holocaust education. A very special thank you to Hannah Mills. You managed every detail of the competition and are the consummate professional. Hannah, you are composed, creative, and a great problem solver. I am grateful to have you on the education team. This evening would not be possible without our extraordinary sponsors, the Cappy family, the Schwartz family, and the Nissan Foundation. Gary Cappy is a survivor of the Holocaust who, with his late wife Viola, raised a family that lives the values of Tikkun Olam, repairing the world one person at a time. The Cappy family founded this competition. Thank you for your generosity and commitment to education. Now I invite you to watch this beautiful video where you will hear from Dr. Irvin and Mr. Gary Cappy.
Welcome to the 7th Annual Zeckelman Holocaust Center Cappy Family Art and Writing Competition, co-sponsored by the family of Raphael Schwartz. Our family is a proud supporter of this contest that is designed to inspire students to move from thought to action by expressing themselves in art and writing. Anne Frank was wise beyond her years, and her observation that nobody need wait a single moment before beginning to change the world has inspired today's contest submissions, proving that the use of art and writing as a form of resistance can ensure a better future. This year in particular, there is ample evidence of continued anti-Semitism, intolerance, and hatred in the world. The purpose of tonight's competition is to inspire our winners to lead others in order to prevent genocides from happening again. There are many parallels between the lives of Knight author Elie Wiesel and that of our father, Gary Cappy. Our father is the last surviving member of his family and is excited to be present at today's awards. Born in Opatów, Poland, he had fond memories growing up until his life became a nightmare at the age of 15, an age similar to all of you now being honored. His family was seized and separated by the Germans, and he was imprisoned at the Sandomierz labor camp. He survived by digging ditches. His sisters and their young families were forced into boxcars and sent to their deaths at Treblinka. He himself was assigned to a steel manufacturing factory in Starkovich, where he made ammunition. Our father managed to survive just long enough to be sent to the Auschwitz concentration camp and was forced to work at the nearby IG Farben factory laying bricks. He was then transported to Buchenwald and was liberated by American tanks after barely surviving a notorious death march, where thousands were killed. He eventually made his way to Detroit, where he met another young Auschwitz survivor who became the love of his life, our late mother, Viola. He thrived in his new country, had a successful family and business career. He realized that it was important to memorialize all of the victims of the Holocaust, yet even more crucial, to educate and help prevent future genocides. Out of this inspiration, the Anne Frank Art and Writing Competition was born. A sapling of the actual chestnut tree that grew outside of Anne Frank's window stands at the Holocaust Center today and reminds us that it is not human nature for terrible events to last forever. This year's entries uniquely portray the power of art as a form of resistance and how even a single individual can affect positive change. Congratulations to all of this year's winners, and thank you for sharing your inspiring entries with all of us. I would also like to thank you, the families of these remarkable students, as well as the teachers and other school administrators who have supported them. We are indebted to our art and writing judges who devoted countless hours reviewing the entries. Their names are listed in your programs. A special thank you to Hannah Mills, Cheryl Geyer, Ruth Bergman, Rabbi Ellie Meyerfeld, and the entire staff of the Zeckelman Holocaust Center for working so tirelessly to make this event a success.
Congratulations to all the winners. I'm happy to be here with you tonight.
Art as resistance means many things, such as fighting against the injustice of the Holocaust. Art and writing can educate people that don't know or know little about such tragic events, and hopefully this education can make sure we never repeat history. My artwork conveys a message of resisting the fear of remembering the Holocaust.
I'm aware of the bodies staring blankly at nothing, but they aren't in my line of view. And suddenly it's light, and I can see the look of horror. With so many things to be scared of, the only stability in my life is you. I can admit to you that there's nothing worse than silence at night, with no reassuring breaths except light in the day. They are so different yet the same, both inadequate for passing on information. As the sun rises, so does the fear of judgment. Only you understand the pressure of the sun. Darkness is freeing understanding. I let the cold gloom take me in so the words can come out.
Like robots, aimlessly forging a path. They think they're accomplishing greatness, a superior world for their descendants. The mirage of power obstructing the fire burning their world. My mother painfully obliges, only wishing the best for her children. My father marches with them, merely longing for a measly paycheck. My brother follows helplessly, imitating our parents' rash acts. My sister calls long, too young to comprehend her misdeeds.
They wanted to stop being religious because it had brought them so much pain. I said, no. If we forget Judaism, then Hitler wins. Then he completes his goal of eliminating Judaism. So you can do what you want to do, but I will stay Jewish. My parents agreed. After they had worked into the camps and suffered, they wanted nothing more than to prove Hitler wrong.
My artwork shows the grip that the artists, writers, and all the other people in the Holocaust have on our society. The chaos was full of madness, and many innocent people died. But through their artwork, we will always remember that we can't go back to them. That now is a new time for no more chaos and making peace on earth.
Words have power, not just actions. What you say and what you write can change lives. Uprisings make our world what it is by creating a new path. That path has not yet been forged, but we will get there, using the words from the past to shape the future.
Wow, those submissions were really impactful. Good evening, everyone. My name is Rabbi Ellie Meyerfeld, and I am the CEO of the Zeckelman Holocaust Center. I want to welcome all of you from around the state who are joining us tonight and extend my congratulations to the winners of the 2023 Cappy Family Art and Writing Competition, co-sponsored by the family of Raphael Schwartz. We are excited to celebrate with you. Viola Cappy of blessed memory, along with her husband Gary, who should continue to be well, were passionate about honoring Anne Frank's legacy. In 2017, the couple approached the center with a desire to share her story with students and involve youngsters in our mission by igniting their creativity and offering students the opportunities to respond in art and words to the works of Anne Frank and Elie Wiesel, and then this year, painter Erich Lichtblau-Leskly. We hoped students would internalize the lessons of history's darkest period, with their art and writing becoming a source of light. As you can see from tonight's contributions, they have done just that. With the incredible support of the Cappy family, the competition has grown from a local Oakland County endeavor to include Macomb and Wayne counties, and today to a competition encompassing the entire state of Michigan. We are thrilled to have received additional support from the family of Rafi Schwartz and from the Nissan Foundation. Their generosity has allowed us to create new resources for teachers and to expand our reach throughout Michigan. As you have seen and heard tonight, this year's winners express the pain and grief that comes with learning about the Holocaust. Their art and writing also transcends the tragedy. Their pieces have entered the canon as a form of documentation, resistance, and solidarity with those who experienced the Holocaust. These students have expressed artistically what we strive to teach every day, that each one of us has the capacity to resist hatred, prejudice, and intolerance. We can create a better world, and these students are leading the way. I'm humbled by their efforts. Thank you to the teachers, parents, and guardians who enthusiastically encourage their students to submit their works to the competition. And thank you to our judges who donate their time and expertise to evaluate these outstanding submissions. Now, I'd like to invite Meredith Morrison, one of our museum educators here at the HC, to share her thoughts on art as resistance. She's one of our 6 judges, as well as a professional artist in her own right. Meredith?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Meredith Morrison, and I am a multidisciplinary artist, primarily working through mediums of fiber and material transformation. I'm also a museum educator here at the Zeckelman Holocaust Center, and this year I was privileged with the task of jurying entries from the visual arts category. Bertolt Brecht, who fled Nazi Germany in 1933, said, "Art is not a mirror held up to reality, but a hammer with which to shape it." During the Holocaust, art was used as a means to document the horrors that people experienced, but also as a tool to resist. Creating art became a powerful response to oppression, providing space to process difficult emotions, express grief, maintain humanity, and survive. I truly believe that art leaves an indelible print on the conscience of society, and I'm honored to see the ways that students put a critical lens to this history and embraced the concept of art as resistance. As a museum educator, leading student groups around our exhibition to learn the history of the Holocaust and reflect on the ways we can actively work against hatred and bigotry is such a fulfilling responsibility. It's been incredibly special to see the ways that students connect to this history and rise up to the challenge to use art as a vehicle to create change. This year, I saw works that not only offer thoughtful reflection and exceptional technical skill, but also works that showcase unique perspectives that encourage us to honor this history by inspiring us to be collective memory keepers and envision a better future. I want to congratulate the winners of the art and writing competition tonight, and also all who participated this year. Your work is exceptional, and I hope that you continue to use your talents in art to challenge harmful systems of power and shape a brighter tomorrow.
My art represents those who resisted during World War II. The piece depicts a girl finding her peace in her faith looking at a menorah as the Nazis surround her. The purpose of my piece is to show how we can use art and faith to resist our oppressors.
Art as resistance, to me, is a way to resist something, but in a more discreet way, in a way that's more in your control. My writing piece is a letter that is comprised of thoughts over time that were hidden. Each line is cryptic and is a smaller piece of the larger picture. When you uncover all of the pieces, it uncovers the true story. In my piece, I convey that it takes time for change, that you need to stay strong and have faith in order to see things come through.
The Jews, innocent shining stars. The Jews, stripped of their identity, singled out, belittled, led astray by the false trust of the Germans' demeanor. Tested in their faith, faced death itself, clung on to life like a puppet attached to strings.
The spring air should be cool and fresh, but instead it is choked with a sense of smoke and fear. Pavel tilts his face back and looks up at the sky. Suddenly, a flash of glittering yellow catches Pavel's eye. He looks up and the delicate wings of a luxurious golden butterfly flutter in the breeze. Spellbound by the beauty, caught in the spell the brilliant creature casts over the wasted poet, Pavel Friedman watches in amazement until the butterfly turns and flies away, up, into the distant sky.
Dehumanization was used as justification by the Nazis to inflict appalling atrocities. In my drawing, I express how stories and art can break through barriers and depict how the victims were never less than human. Their pain becomes a bold mark in history that is forever memorialized and stays untouched by the gears of time.
I will never fall prey to the Nazis' hope to dehumanize me and my brethren. They can take away my possessions, my job, my house, but they can never take away my love for all things good in the world. They can never take away my love for flowers. They can never take away my love for the ever-changing nature of trees. They can never take away my love for kindness, and they can never, ever take away my love for my family. As long as I hold on to my feelings of love, they cannot defeat me. They cannot take my soul away.
Hello, my name is Hannah Mills. I am an education associate here at the Zeckelman Holocaust Center. It has been my pleasure to manage the 2023 Cappy Family Art and Writing Competition, co-sponsored by the family of Raphael Schwartz. The Zeckelman Holocaust Center was founded and supported by Holocaust survivors to memorialize their families and teach future generations about the dangers of hate. Similarly, this competition is supported by survivors Gary Cappy, Raphael Schwartz of blessed memory, and their families. Both Mr. Cappy and Mr. Schwartz were child survivors who as adults saw the importance of investing in educating children about the Holocaust. It is our belief at the HC that trauma-informed strategies are crucial when teaching the Holocaust. Holocaust education that emphasizes brutality and violence can discourage students from wanting to learn more. We believe that students must be introduced to the Holocaust in a way that prioritizes the human story. By centering people's experiences, narratives, and relationships, we shift the focus from fear to hope and from hate to humanity. There are countless examples of cultural and artistic resistance to dehumanization during the Holocaust. These brave artists preserved their experiences so that the world could not deny what happened to them. By reflecting on their art, we become witnesses to their resistance. The participants in this competition opened themselves up to the works of Anne Frank, Elie Wiesel, and Erich Lichtblau-Leskly, taking inspiration from their stories, ideals, and dreams. I want to thank the students for sharing their messages of resistance. It is not enough to say never forget. These students have demonstrated through their art and writing that they understand the power of resistance to make a difference. We are so proud of you. Thank you to the parents, guardians, teachers, and administrators for mentoring these students and encouraging them to participate in the difficult work of remembering the Holocaust. I could not have managed this competition without the help of my colleagues here at the Holocaust Center. Thank you to the entire education department for your help, feedback, and support. I especially thank Ruth Bergman, Rick Schaffner, and Eliza Tick for their guidance. Thank you to our team of professional judges who donated time to the selection of our winning pieces. Thank you to the incredible vendors who shaped the look and feel of this competition. Lastly, I must again recognize our sponsors, the Cappy family, the Schwartz family, and the Nissan Foundation. You have enabled the Holocaust Center to fulfill its mission to engage, educate, and empower in such a meaningful way. It has been my honor to work alongside you all. Thank you.
My piece reveals the true suffering that many endured during the Holocaust, and our art offers an important glimmer of hope. It shows resistance from the weight of political, cultural, and religious oppression through cracks and missing pieces of paper in the hands of many who all resisted through the means of art, even in brutal times of emotional turmoil and massive loss.
You soldiers think you're so mighty, she yelled, yet you and your leader are no different from us. As you stand here ready to kill me, just remember that we all bleed red. At the end of the day, even you cannot erase all the color and life from this world. Before she could finish, the soldier had pulled the trigger, and her blood ran red on the streets.
This tradition brought peace to Sabina and her father's dire circumstances. Through embarking on new adventures outside of the barbed wire fence of the Warsaw Ghetto, Sabina had developed a skill in resisting the horrors of reality that were at hand. Knowing that while her body had limits, her mind was free, she accepted a new perspective that she was only where her mind brought her. The creativity of her mind brought hope to Sabina that her situation would only be temporary.
The train used a sauna, our hopes melting with our sweat, but the doors swung open and we were promised fair conditions. I gave thanks to God, and so I prayed. But the sea of dead children swelled with the addition of each new body. My future was presented in front of me, but where was my God? Why do I pray?
My art conveys resistance by displaying a promise, two hands pinkies intertwined between the living and the fallen. This is the promise we must make to never forget the horrors of the Holocaust, but it is also a promise to never forget the enduring resistance of those groups targeted by the Nazis, and to remember their stories as they were and as they continue today. When we ignore history, she will repeat herself, and resistance in this vein is simply to remember and promise to never forget. It is simply one hand reaching beyond the veil with the plain but inviolable promise of memory.
I sit in my room, watching, waiting, letting it happen. I remind myself that should be me. I should be the one out there, but I'm not. I'm in here. I sit and I pray. I pray for another day, a day without fear, a day where everyone is equal and normal again. Then I grab my brush once more and dip it in the plain white paint. I watch in sadness as all the death, all the confusion, and all the fear disappears, only to start again tomorrow.
Thank you all for sharing your messages of resistance with us. It is now my pleasure to announce the 2023 Gallery Showcase. Winning students, your works will be installed in a gallery in the museum auditorium later this summer, where visitors will be able to take inspiration from your writing, your art, and your carefully crafted statements of purpose. We encourage you to visit our website listed below to view a digital copy of our competition catalog. Winning students and their teachers will receive a physical copy in the mail, and additional copies will be available in person at the HC. As we conclude tonight's program, I would like to thank you all again for your participation. To our winning students, congratulations on this achievement. If you are eligible, we enthusiastically encourage you to apply again next year. For those of you who are graduating high school and are moving on to new and exciting stages of your life, we wish you all the best. And to everyone watching, we hope you carry with you the messages you have learned from these thought-provoking pieces, and think of ways you too can resist injustice in your own life. Thank you, and have a good evening.